Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up later in the show, 4 area wrestlers are heading to Wells Fargo Arena for state wrestling. But first, today's top stories. Henry County Cattlemen celebrated their 50th anniversary by awarding the Cattle Person of the Year award to Keith Zillman. Zillman has lived his entire life in Henry County and started his beef career with 16 heifers. Zillman was active in his church and had a love for farming from a young age. The cattlemen recognized youth cattlemen by presenting certificates to Kalena Durr, Kylie Lloyd, and Ethan Graber. The cattlemen donated $400 to each family and consumer science department in Henry County high schools, supporting local scholarships and up-and-coming young cattlemen. The scholarship recipients, Lily Clark and Laura Smith, expressed their gratitude in letters. Henry County cattlemen plan to continue supporting beef producers and consumers. Jim Lester, the police chief of Washington, plans to request higher pay for police officers in next year's budget. The current starting pay for police officers in Washington is below average, and the top out pay is slightly above average. This has made it difficult to find and retain officers. The proposal includes a 7% increase in starting pay to $53,900 and a top out pay to $71,000 in addition to the 7% increase scheduled in July. The proposal will also establish a pay rate for non-certified personnel at $50,200. The change is expected to cost an extra $13,673 per year based on current salaries, which is subject to change based on officer turnover. The chief believes the proposed changes are minimal and will help retain current staff and avoid becoming a training ground for new officers. Henry County's assessor's office will mail the 2023 property assessment notices to property owners on February 21st. The notices inform the estimated market value of their property, not the taxable value or tax bill. City Rapids-based Vanguard Appraisals Incorporated was hired to reappraise all commercial industrial properties in the county. Property owners can meet with a representative of Vanguard from March 6th and must request an appointment before March 3rd. The last reappraisal was done in 2008, and this reappraisal aims to equalize assessed values. Property owners can protest the new assessed values to the Board of Review between April 2nd and April 30th. Mount Pleasant Parks and Recreation again offers Intro to Team Sports, a program designed to introduce the youngest athletes to be to team sports. This program hopes to teach children between 4 and 6 years old the skills necessary to play basketball, flag football, hockey, and soccer. In order to provide this program, Parks and Rec asked parents to consider volunteering to help introduce these sports. Registration for the program will remain open until February 17th. The program will limit the number of participants to 25. This introduction to team sports program will take place February 27th to March 2nd from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. at the Cottrell Gym. Residents will pay a $20 fee to participate. You can contact them at 319-385-1475 or mpparkandrec@gmail.com. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have your 5-day forecast coming up. First, obituaries. Donna M. Wise of Mount Pleasant passed away on February 9th at the age of 82. Arrangements are pending at Kimsey Funeral Home. Betty Jean Antrim Brewer of New London passed away on February 9th at the age of 79. A service will be held at a later date. Elliott Funeral Chapel is in charge of the arrangements. Bonnie Jean Greiner of Packwood passed away on February 7th at the age of 70. A celebration of life will be held at a later date. Tharp Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Earl Augustus McClure passed away on February 5th at the age of 92. No services are planned at this time. Dylan Eli Vazik of Springville passed away on February 7th at the age of 46. A memorial service will be held at 10:15 a.m. February 15th at the Grace Community Church in Washington. Jones and Ian Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. We've had some great weather to start off our work week with sunny skies and a high of 49. However, tomorrow there is a 90% chance of rain with a high of 46. On Wednesday, temperatures will be in the 50s. It'll be partly cloudy. And then on Thursday, there is a 75% chance of snow and a high of 33. It's that typical bipolar Iowa weather. Finally, on Friday, it'll be 26 with clear skies. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at last Friday's basketball games.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
And now, sports. Brought to you by Fairway.
Qualifying for the state wrestling tournament is no easy task, as anyone who followed the 2021-22 campaign would understand. Washington had 0 qualifiers in 2022. In 2023, that number is 4. Washington's Aaron Boone dominated the first 2 rounds in the 120-pound bracket, pitting Centerville's Ryan McDonald's and beating Keokuk's Riley Moore on a 15-7 major decision. In the title bout, 4th-ranked Boone outlasted Notre Dame's C.J. Davis, collecting a 3-2 decision for the district title. Washington's Curtis Stender took the unconditional route to a district title. Right away in the championship match, Centerville's Sam Hush took down Stender with an illegal move. Stender slammed hard against the mat and was unable to go on, which officially disqualified Hash, who had to beat Johnson in a wrestle back to earn second. The Demons had 2 second-place finishers in Caden Greiner and Chase Greiner, both of whom are moving on to Wells Fargo. At 132 pounds, Caden Greiner collected a pair of pinfalls, pinning Centerville's Bane Weeks in 3 minutes and Davis County's Deacon Sorensen in 5 minutes and 38 seconds to get into the championship. Kane Griner was pinned in the first place match, but Sorensen won the third place match on the other mat, and Griner was locked into the state tournament. Chase Griner added to his record of most pins in school history with a pin over Mount Pleasant's Jamal Dotson in the 160-pound quarterfinals. He pinned Dotson in 1 minute and 10 seconds and then defeated Notre Dame's Libby Christopherson via 9-0 major decision to get into the championship. Despite losing the 160-pound championship on a 5-1 decision, he needed Christopherson to win the third place match, which Christopherson did. The Demons had yet another state qualifier. The quartet of Demons will begin their respective journeys on Wednesday, February 15th. When number 8 Mount Pleasant and Fairfield squared off on Friday night, despite not being in the postseason, the energy in Dan Breen Gymnasium felt like just that. Only 9 points separate the two teams when they last met, and this time the margin was even narrower as overtime was needed to decide a winner. While the Panthers took victory in the last time around, Fairfield got some payback on Friday evening as they defeated the Panthers by just one, 69-68. Peyton Higgins led the game with 28 points. The Washington boys basketball team won every quarter in a 71-54 Southeast Conference win over Keokuk on Friday night. The Demons were sharp all night long in the final conference game of the season. Ethan Patterson put up a team-high 31 points in the win and also collected 5 assists. Aiden Six finished with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Washington is now 11-8 overall. The Demons finished tied second in the SEC with a 7-3 record. Washington's next game will be on Thursday night at Solon. The Class 3A Region 2 tournament was unforgiving as Washington girls were knocked out in Saturday's opening round matchups. The Demons traveled to Assumption for a game that ended 61-34 in the Knights' favor. The night spelled the end of the careers of seniors McKenna Conrad, Iris Peterson, Alex Murphy, and Kaylin Long. That is the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break.